In the previous video, I showed you how we tested our coffee objects. We followed the program description, which shows us the properties of the different coffees, the small, the medium, the large, and of course, all this, the prices and the volume. That is what we did here. We did test it here, and everything was passing. The next phase is to test our shop. This is the shop, the coffee shop. The coffee shop has a coffee order. We have coffees. I represent that as an array. You can choose to use a map, a vector, or whatever container of your choice. In this video, I will use a vector for simplicity. And we have this method for add coffee, to query the cup sold, to query the coffee sold, and to query the total revenue. And here I've written the test for testing the coffee shop. This is the test for testing the coffee shop. You can see that we have a method here called add that we don't have implemented there. After doing this, writing this test, I have added these few lines of code, line 32 to line 37. That is adding the test, the executable, and including all the headers and source files for the different coffee objects, adding the header file for the coffee order and the .cpp file of the coffee order, and of course link the libraries like this and make it discoverable with the C-test. I have our coffee order here. This is the coffee order. We have the different methods here. Get number of cups sold. These are from the test cases. You see the test case here. We have get all these values, all these getters. They are public. That's why you see it like so. So I have it like this. There is another method here that is called void add, and we are adding a coffee object to our container. First and foremost, let us start by writing creating the container. As I said, we'll be using a standard vector. So I include the header here. I'll use a standard vector. I'll be using smart pointers, so I include the header here, memory. You can use raw pointer if you so wish, but there's no need using raw pointers when you can use a smart pointer. So what we'll have here, we'll have a vector of shared pointer like this. It's kind of long, right? I always like using aliases. So I'll do like this. I like using coffee pointer to be equal to shared pointer of a coffee. And I will call this one now standard vector of.
Hey, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. Let's continue.
Coffee pointer, coffees. You can say coffee cups or coffees. I just call it this. And let us add. If you see in the test case here, when we call add, we are taking a shared pointer of a coffee object and the number of a coffee to add. So this will be constant coffee pointer like that, and of course the size, the quantity. This is a size T unsigned like this. We also have a method here called a display, I guess, display receipt. So let me put that. That's also public, and I'll put it a void display receipt, a constant. Does it take anything with it? Nope, it's like that. Display receipt. And let's do the implementation here in the CPP. We put the add there and display receipt like this, and adding coffee. Let me write here receipt. Yep, and of course certain tests are failing, which is expected. You see, we have a couple of tests that is failing. CoffeOrder.cpp, line 26. Let's see what this line is. Line 26 is this line. Let me go there. Line 26 is this one. Yeah, cup sold is 1, of course, because we have added 1 here. But in our test here, is showing 0. Let us make this test to start passing. The first thing we need to do is to do the add coffee for the number of quantity of objects. So we will just do coffees dot pushback coffee. In our coffee container, we are adding coffee. So to know the number of cups sold is just to get the size of coffees. How do we get the number of large cups sold? It's easy. We loop through this coffees object and count all these ones that are of the size large. So I will do double large sold. There will be 0.0, and we will do like this. For there, we will say if cup dot size dot get size is equals to coffee size dot large, right? We will do large sold plus equal 1, and we'll return large sold like that. This is the same logic that we'll do for medium sold. If I copy it like this and do like this, then I call this medium sold, and I change this to medium, and I change this to medium sold. But when you write the program and you see that a bunch of code like this is repeated, it tells you that you need to do some refactoring. So let us refactor this one. Coffee sold by size, something like that. And let us give coffee size like that. And to implement this, this will be like this. I'll paste what I have here, and I will just change this one to size. And I will say count. Let's put it like that. Here I will do a return, and I call this one coffee sold by size, medium coffee. I just copy this one, remove all of this line, and call this medium, small. That's it. And what else do we need? We need to have total revenue. This is also easy. We just loop through and get it. To get the total revenue, we just say double revenue like that, and we will return the revenue. What we do here is look up this revenue plus is equal to cup dot get price, and this will also be volume. Let us see if our test will pass now. I go to the terminal and I run this. Voila! All our tests are passing. All our tests, the coffee order is also passing right now. You see, testing coffee order. If you want to test for sure if the coffee order is being tested, you can do some, you can just change anything here. Let me change this one and run again. The test is failing because we have added 1 cup of small coffee, add here, 1 cup of small coffee, and we checked our values, and we also added 5 cups of medium coffee, which means if you do this multiplication and addition, it should give you 11.5, not 10.5. So let's put it right, and of course, if we run it again, we will have everything green. We have not implemented this. This is our display receipt method. The logic is that if there are no coffees, then we'll say no orders made, no receipt to print. And if it is not 0, we'll go to receipt. We'll find if there is any small coffee. If it exists, then we'll print the number of small cups. We already have a method to get the number of small cups. So print the number of small cups. You know, the display methods for coffee objects, that's why I was telling the display method. Let me go to the small coffee, and you see how the small coffee prints itself. So it says I'm a small coffee, and I cost my price in dollars, and my volume is this ounce. So when I show you here on the terminal, you can see that when it starts to print, 1 small cup, it gives the value and ounces. This is what we have in this method here. I print this command. So I print the number, I print this number, I continue printing, and we have this. I do the same thing. I check if there is any medium cup If there is any medium cup, I print it. I check if there is large. If there's any large cup, I print it. And I get the total revenue and then say end of receipt. In the next video, I will show you the menu-driven program.
Hey, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing. Let's continue.